Yo, what's up, guys? It's Felix, the Courier guy. In this video, we're sitting down with my good friend Kirk from Kirk's Hustle Revolution. We got more things to discuss as far as the courier business, how to get involved, how to become a courier. So, Kirk, welcome to the channel. Give everyone who doesn't know you, maybe this is the first time they're seeing you, a quick introduction of who you are and what you're all about, and then we'll get right into what we have to discuss for this video.
Sure. How you doing, everybody? Felix, once again, thanks for having me on. Really appreciate you calling me out over here again. My name is Kirk. I got a channel called the Kirk Hustle Revolution. I've been doing the courier service business since 1996, and I've been flipping diabetic strips for the last, little over 5 years now, close to 6 years. So, on my channel, I do the same thing. I talk about, all the good opportunities that are out there. And today I'm happy to be here and kick it with Felix.
Perfect. So yeah, anybody that doesn't know, we both have information. We both talk about, Courier. We talk about a bunch of different businesses, but the two businesses that we're heavily invested in is, the courier business and then the business of buying and reselling diabetic testing supplies. If you guys want more information, you guys can check our videos out for that. But like in this video, we're just going to be talking courier. So some of the things, just so you guys kind of have like a preface of what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about like first, what is needed to become a courier because different companies, different gigs, different apps have like different requirements. They're generally usually about the same thing, but we're going to be talking about what is really needed. Kirk is going to give some of the well-known companies that he knows and he's tapped in with that are hiring. We're going to be talking about how to like maximize your profits because, there's really levels to this, just like there's levels in any business or any niche of business. And then how you can stand out if you kind of have if you're like have competition, maybe there's other people that are, acquiring for the same job. And then the biggest question of everyone wants to know, is this business, is the courier niche saturated? So Kirk, the first thing we want to know, what is needed? Give us a breakdown. If someone's looking to become a courier, what do they need to have? What do they need to do? What do they need to have, kind of like in their tool belt or in their arsenal generally, not, maybe
Hmm.
things will vary from company to company, but generally, what are some good things that they need to have? Maybe the requirements, maybe in their car or their vehicle, maybe with their car or
Yeah.
vehicle. Break it down for us.
Well, first thing you definitely need is a driver's license. Let's get that clear. All
Yeah.
right. Because I have gotten that question, Felix. Do I need a driver's license? I'm like, yeah, I think so, if
Yeah.
you plan on becoming a courier. So after that, you will need a vehicle, right? Common sense. Okay.
Please tell
And with
me,
that
wait,
vehicle,
did you get that question? Well, I mean,
yes.
at the same
Well,
time, it could
because
be
people,
justified. You could use a bike, but
yeah, well, yeah, it depends on the area, right? Because like in New
yeah,
York City, you have, bike couriers all over the place, scooters. Look, in this area, everybody's on everything, man. They're on scooters, they're on scooters, bicycles, mopeds, you name it, man. They're using it all over here, right?
yeah,
But generally, we're talking about what, I'm not talking about getting on a bike. I'm not riding bike all day, right? But driver's license, vehicle, a vehicle that's insured, a vehicle that's registered, a vehicle that you have maintained because you're going to be doing a lot of driving, right? After that, what do you need? You need good presentation for yourself, right? You need some tools of the trade. You got to keep some kind of notebook or clipboard in your area. Even though you're working off the app, I like to do side notes on everything, all right, just in case I have to reference something.
that
Because
makes sense.
sometimes, yeah, because I work with multiple apps, okay. So I don't like jumping back and forth. If I have to recall something, I'll just write it down on the notebook. You know.
Hmm.
What else? Tools of the trade. Depending on what kind of vehicle you have. Me, with the pickup truck, I have straps, I have tarps, I have bins. Okay, I have moving blankets. I have shrink wrap. I have all that stuff in here because I never know what I'm picking up. All right. I carry a toolbox, a little, excuse me, I keep a little ratchet set over here. All right. Because sometimes I gotta, and I have another box in the back and I have a couple of drills. You just never know what it's going to be. It's not that you're going to be, Mr. Handyman Carpenter, but some things, you got to tie it down, you got to screw it in, you got to make sure all the ratchets are tight. So little things like that. All right. If you're dealing with medical specimens, you need to have coolers. You have to have coolers with ice packs in it. Very, very important.
All right, guys, quick commercial break. I just want to announce what I have for you guys in the description. So I have four different resources, and I'm going to pull it up on my phone exactly how you guys are going to see it. So, number one, I have this medical courier course with medical courier apps list. Now, this medical courier course is sponsored by my good buddy Sean in town and his special guest instructor by the name of the Courier Chick. She's out there making upwards of 3,000 or more per week as a courier, and they hosted a live web class explaining how to break into the courier industry and the courier business. And you can pick this up by clicking that link down in the description. I also have three other resources for you. I have a medical courier list that doesn't include the course. I have a package and delivery apps or companies list, and I have catering apps and food delivery apps list. So go down in the description, click that link, pick these up, invest into yourself, invest into your business, invest into your growth. And without further ado, let's get back into the video. So, and then what about any sort of certifications, any sort of
Oh,
any
yeah.
maybe insurance, um anything as far as that, maybe even any sort of technology, anything you want to touch on that as far as that is concerned?
Um, Yeah, as far as technology, I also keep my Chromebook in the car. Naturally, I use my phone as a hotspot sometimes. I generally try to work off the phone. As far as certifications, in a couple of my videos, I told people try to get your HIPAA certification. All right. There's a couple of sites online. I put it out there. There's Allison.com. You can also do it with your state. Okay. Um, when I've talked about Allison.com, you can get your HIPAA certification and you can get your blood-borne pathogen certification through there too. All right. And then you also want your health and safety, which is also through OSHA. Okay.
Mm.
The actual course is free, but you do have to pay money to get your certificate. All right. You can get a digital download or they mail it out to you, or you can go to your local state office, city office, and do the same thing through there. So that's key right there if you want to get into the courier service, especially if you want to get into the medical stuff.
All right, Kirk. So now that we went over kind of what is needed to become a courier, can you just
Mhm.
drop on us real quick before we get into the other topics at hand? Can you drop some companies that you like and that are good that you can stand behind, that you know that are hiring and are maybe, very nationwide? Some companies might only be like 10 or 15 states. What are some companies that you can kind of stand behind and kind of recommend to a wide variety of people, no matter where they are in the country?
Oh yeah, definitely. Look, over here by me again, and with every area, I always say it, and this as well. Every area is different. Every company is different in every area. What's busy over here, where I'm at in the East Coast, may not be busy where you are, right, in Central America or in Central America, Central United States, or the West Coast or South. All right, Florida, Virginia, Georgia, all those areas. Okay. Um, Up here, look, roadie is really good. A lot of people they're happy with it. They always have jobs. They always have gigs. I mean, that app is going all day. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is check roadie in the morning, right? I feel like sometimes the higher paying jobs, you see them around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning. And then as the day goes by, obviously everybody's all over the place, right? You have Courier. That's another great company. Okay. Same thing. And all these companies, you have to download the app and do the application process. A big one that we spoke about not too long ago, which is nationwide, and that is GoShare, right? GoShare is the other one. And with those guys, and again, I always tell people do your own due diligence, do your own homework. I get a lot of the comments, Kirk, they charge a fee, they do this. Hey, listen, guys, if you're getting into your own business, all right, it's going to cost you something. Just get that in your head, please. It's going to cost you a little something. So if it's $20, if it's a $40 fee, all right, like GoShare, in 49 states, the background check fee is $49. Okay. I was on the phone with somebody else the other day from New York. They had to pay $149. New York State is the only one with GoShare where you have to pay $149 for the background check. But it's worth it. When you actually link up with these companies, it's worth it because you're making your money back. Guys, nothing is for free. You're investing in yourself. So just, accept it, realize it, and that's just a part of the process. All right. And those are really three of the good companies that I know that are all over the place, and they're pretty good.
And as Kirk said, nothing is free. You have to be willing to invest in yourself. It costs money to make money.
Hmm.
Anybody who says it doesn't, run as
Yeah.
fast as you can. And like I said, check that link down in description. You can pick up the medical courier course where we explain, or Sean in Town, my good buddy, and then the courier chick break down this business and how to get involved and how to take it to the next level, A to Z. And then we have three lists available. We have a medical courier list, we have a package and delivery app company list, and we have a catering apps and a food delivery list. So go down in the description, invest into yourself, watch your business and your life transform. So the next thing I want to talk about, Kirk, is how can somebody maximize profits in this business? How can they really get the number, that daily number? I always say like everybody has a daily number that they might want to make
Hmm.
to, achieve financial freedom or to be able to pay their
Yeah.
bills or live the lifestyle they want. But how can somebody really not only hit that number, but maybe be able to go and exceed that number? Any sort of advice or tips for them to maximize profits?
Absolutely, man. It's called app stacking. Working multiple apps at the same time throughout the day. If you want to become successful in this business or any business, look, it's going to take time, but you have to dedicate yourself to it. Okay. Look, you got guys out there that make good money with Uber, but they're out there 15 hours a day, 18 hours a day. I know guys that do it. All right. And that industry has changed. Okay. Uber and Lyft, that industry has changed. The courier business, it really allows you the freedom to be flexible and make some decent money. You really literally become your own boss. Yes, you are a partner with these companies, but you work with yourself because why? You create your own hours. And the way you can maximize profit is by app stacking, having three or four different apps going at the same time. You jump from one and go to the other. All right. That's really important. Another thing is, and I like to say it all the time, I throw in not with just the courier stuff. You got to remember, I'm still flipping diabetic strips. You know, I'm
Hmm.
doing that. That industry is still booming. It's still great. And I have that in addition to the courier service. Thank you, Felix, for really putting me on that game,
Yeah.
over 5 years ago. That thing is still booming. So a lot of times when I talk to people, Kirk, what else can I do? What can I add to this? What can I do to make it better? App stacking and throw in those diabetic strips. With the diabetic strips, it takes time, anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to get it rocking, but you can get it done. And that really, right or wrong, Felix, that becomes, what does it become? Passive income all the way. It's
Yeah.
like it's a wheel that doesn't, it just keeps turning, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
So that's where you maximize.
I literally just had one of my students the other day tell me that he made the most money he ever made in one day. He spent, I
Mm,
think, $200 on like maybe 15, 20 boxes of freestyle light test strips, and he ended up
mm-hmm.
reselling it for close to like 850 bucks. He made like $650 profit in like
There you
that. And
go.
he usually makes about $850, or, he made 850 total with about 600
Mm-hmm.
profit, but he usually makes about 850 per week. So he made
Yeah.
850
Yeah.
in a day. So if you got two, three apps going, you're buying maybe
Yeah.
20, 30 boxes of test strips per week. This is an easy way where you can, get that daily number that you want and then exceed it.
Yeah.
The next question I
Yeah.
have for you, Kirk, is any way that people can, and it's kind of like two in one, because people always say whether it's this, any business, right? People say, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
saturated, no room, no space, no room for me. I can't get my slice of the pie." So this is going to be like a two in one question. One, how
Yeah.
can someone stand out? Say they go to apply for a company, and maybe they have an interview, or maybe there's other people in line. How can someone kind of like stand out to, put their best foot forward? And then any comments or thoughts or anything you want to say when people say that the courier niche, sorry about that, I always say niche, whatever it is,
Yeah. Niche. Yeah.
the courier business, saturated or not saturated? So two things. How can they stand out? And then
Mm-hmm.
talk about if it's saturated.
Okay. How can you stand out? Standing out. Most of these places now, you're not really going for a physical interview. It's not like back in the day. I'm going back to the 80s and 90s, right, Felix? I don't know if you ever went in. Well, yeah, you made it to a few physical interviews, at your age, right? where
Yeah,
you
back
had to go physically meet somebody.
I
You
haven't
know,
had
yeah,
a
back
jo
in the
I
day.
haven't had a job in over 10 years, but I did do a few
Yeah,
interviews, yeah.
yeah, so with most of the apps, the furthest you go to is probably a phone conversation, or a Zoom meeting, right? Some kind of FaceTime, or something like that. To stand out, get your certifications. Get your HIPAA certification. Get your bloodborne pathogen certification. Get your health and safety certification. The bloodborne pathogen and health and safety are from OSHA, okay? And
Mhm.
like I said, you can do it through the state. You can do it through the website that I said, allison.com. You do have to pay a little something for the certificate. And you get those to stand out. Two, appearance, right? Even if you're doing a Zoom call with, a hiring manager, your appearance is very important. The way you speak, respectfulness, right?
Mhm.
Respect is key, okay? Um, and presentation. That's really what makes you stand out. Look clean cut starting out. If you're dealing with medical specimens and you're going to go into that field, a lot of people in the clinical industry, look, I see guys walking around, with shorts, jeans. It's summertime. Is this? Look, you want to stand out, khaki pants, nice little polo shirt, and that makes you look more presentable. Okay. And just letting them know that you have the tools to be ready. So that's right there. Saturated. I you know, how many times have people asked Felix if the diabetic strip business was saturated?
There's
Right?
40 million
I mean,
diabetics. It's impossible.
it's impossible. They will never stop making diabetic strips. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay. Even with the new technology, diabetic strips will forever be made because there's so much money in it. Courier service. My friends, my people watching this channel today, every single day, products, objects, papers need to be moved from one place to the other. Medical specimens, medical supplies, okay? Furniture, appliances, whatever it is, everything has to be moved. And what I'm noticing within the industry is that a lot of private companies would rather hire outside couriers to do this instead of hiring a driver. Why? Because they save money. Instead of hiring another driver, which means they have to pay for benefits, they have to have insurance on them, it's costly. All right. It's a whole benefits package. They would rather pay a person like myself, yourself, anybody that jumps into this business. Why? Because now they're just paying a flat fee, and you can monetize. You can monetize on that so many ways. I'm telling you because I do it. So, no, the business is not saturated. If you're already thinking that before you start something, don't even look into it. Just knock yourself out of the game. All right. Stay home, watch TV, doing what you're doing. Once you go in with a losing mindset, you already lost. All right. That's it. So it's not saturated. If you jump into it and you're patient, you will succeed. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, Kirk. So I totally agree. Me personally, I think every business might have people doing it unless you're coming up with like some sort of crazy invention. But in today's day and age, there's so many people doing so many things. It's pretty much impossible to find a niche or a business where there's nobody doing it. There's going to be people doing it, but that doesn't mean there's not a piece of the pie for you. There's so much opportunity. There's so much out there that, as long as you go in with a good mentality and a winning mindset, you can definitely
Mhm.
win. So go over to Kirk's channel. His channel is Kirk's Hustle Revolution. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this video up, Kirk?
Listen, get out there. Don't be scared. If you've been thinking about getting into this industry or just starting any kind of side hustle, just do it. So many people, you procrastinate too much. When you procrastinate, you don't take action. Take action. See how it works for you. Make it happen. Check out our videos, both sides of the fence. You can jump back and forth. We have some good info out there, but you just got to go out there and get it done. Don't be scared. Just do it.